wacky world of Multimedia J.
Dum, dum, dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait a minute, that's the Spanish side. Oops. Ah, there we go. Well, those of you folks who know Spanish, you already knew what this was a couple of seconds before, well, those of us looking at this now. So, what we've got here is the box to a Honeywell Air Genius 4 air filter. The replacement for the anemic, worn-out air filter that I had in the last vlog video that I did, that I'm looking at taking apart and seeing how it works. And, of course, this thing's had a good run. It's over 10 years old. Of course, we have plastic yellowing on it. The filters are shot. Matter of fact, where did I put those things? I actually did some work on that thing here as this chair pops. Ah, there we go. As this chair keeps popping, here's what's left of the original filters from the GE air filter. They're yellowed from all the tobacco residue that's been sucked in them over the years. Take a good sniff, and it smells like somewhere between stale cigarettes and some funky cigar type smell. And when the machine hasn't been on in a while, it actually stinks the house up a little. Makes it smell like a bit like cigars. But anyways, or at least crappy cigars. But yeah, that's one of the issues that's one of the big problems with tobacco smoke. It gets into just about everything. And filtering it isn't exactly the easiest thing to do in the world. So now that thing is finally that other filter is finally on its last legs, let's step things up a notch. So what we've got here, easy to clean, permanent filter. Well, you have the option of getting additional replaceable filters in addition to the permanent filter. Yeah, you can see from the reflection, I'm wearing the robe. It's a little cold in here and I don't feel like turning up the heat. So, what do you got here? AHAM certified clean air delivery rate for 250 square feet, and they're advertising the smoke CADR number first and foremost on the front of the package. Also, of course, on the Spanish side too, if you want to practice. I know a little bit about how it's pronounced, but I'm not too familiar with what's desempeño superior por mercado de air du reducto de olores. Con ajustes I'm so horrible with saying this stuff. Con ajustes inteligentes para my tongue is twisted up. Una limpieza más inteligente. Etc. Fácil de limpiar, filtrado permanente. Niveles de limpieza. Okay, I've twisted my tongue enough. I really should get a Rosetta Stone program or something and actually learn this language instead of trying to say the words and getting laughed at by people, because I'm probably messing up half of them anyways. Okay, on this side we have Porque el genius el más inteligente. Oops. No cree lo que se ven sus ojos. Is it ojos or something like that? I know all the A's in Spanish are pronounced with a schwa or something like that, I think. There's only one sound for all the vowels, so it's actually simpler than English in that respect. Las partículas... I am horrible with those words, darn it. Man, I usually pride myself on being able to sound things out, because I'm one of those nerds that actually remembered my phonics lessons from first grade. Whatever. Alright, you can't believe your eyes. Particles in the air can be so small they are invisible to the human eye. Air Genius captures up to 99.9% of the large invisible particles and the microscopic invisible particles from the air that passes through the filter. I think that's what filters usually do. So you got odors, a nice little picture of Rover down there, because, when suddenly the room stinks, just blame the dog. Gases / VOCs. And that, what's her name over there is just cracking up. I can't believe I'm in a picture that's going to be on an air purifier of all things. Whatever. Oh, look at this guy. Focus. That's just... even this won't work. I guess the camera must think he's ugly. Maybe it's the glasses or something. Got a little nerd glass thing. I don't know. Anyways, pollen 10-100 microns. Smoke 0.3 to 1 micron. Now this is an issue because the most one can hope for with these air purifiers is to make the smoke not stink as much. If you have tobacco smoke stinking a place up or coming through the walls or something like that. Unfortunately, the particles in smoke are so fine, and some of the warehouse dust that I work with is extremely fine as well, and it gets in absolutely everything. How many times have I worked with printer techs in warehouses over the years that bring an air can every time they set foot in the place? Like, oh yeah, you may have kept it in an office area, but there's this fine dust that gets in all these Kyocera's. Oh man, if the printer tech that I've been working with for years ever sees this video, he's gonna slap me the next time he sees me. Anyways, combining announcer voice fail. Combining the best features and technology into one really smart air cleaner. Why Air Genius is smarter. Man, I am horrible at reading through a viewfinder. It does a great job of cleaning the air, even in a large room. Blah, blah, blah. Patented, quiet, clean ID filters, smart controls, da, 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 da. I'm going to play with some of that stuff, too. Apparently there's, what was this, optical seats and stuff like that. For general air cleaning, set it, forget it. Silent setting, when you sleep, blah, blah, blah. It can be nice and quiet. You can watch the filters, da, 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 da. It's got a timer, so you can shut it off when you're not. Of course, some of you need to always just shut it off on the way out. All right. CADR numbers. For clean air delivery rates. Smoke 161, dust 160, pollen 170, and I'm sadly allergic to all three of those. So this thing will help quite a bit in terms of keeping the air from making me bust out into fits of sneezing and stuff. Anyways, enough staring at the box. It's time to figure out how this thing opens up. And this is going to be so big, we're going to have to stand for this. Oh, wait, no, there's no tape to rip. The fan's knocking against the computer I've got behind it. Of course, the box was kind of falling apart in the store, so look at this. Earth to manufacturers. It's called glue. Use more of it. Oh man, if I had a nickel for every case I've handled in the various warehouses I've worked in that had this happening to it. So this thing had its little cardboard holder thingies. In the box, as well as the, I don't know what the point of that was. It's not like there's anything underneath it. This thing has little cardboard thingies and plastic wrap, and that is now removed. I'm not a big fan of unboxing videos because, I mean, it's something getting taken out of a box. Woohoo! So here's what it looks like: sleek and black. I like the color. All these other devices I've had over the years that are like yellow or something, or they yellow or they discolor after a while, but I haven't seen as much of that from these kinds of devices. Yeah, what am I hitting with the chair? Oh, computer case. Yeah, this room's kind of turned into a project storage area, so got to clean things up a bit. Stuff like that. Alright, so there's one more filter to install, and it's this thing, which is an optional pre-filter that you can replace every 3 months. So let's see where that goes in. It's an optional pre-filter that you can replace every 3 months to add on additional, like, getting smells out of the air and stuff like that. We got a little card here. I thought this tore off, but it looks like it was made to be, like, moved in and out for, like, quick instructions and stuff like that. Interesting design. What other stuff do we have on the side? So there's our little keypad on here. Focus. To clean the filters, let's see, turn it off. Detach the rear grill. This is how I'm going to put the new one in. Washable foam pre-filter can be rinsed. And pre-K washable foam pre-filter. Oh, okay. Is that what's installed right now? So the foam one can be washed, but the odor-reducing one cannot. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is like carbon foam type stuff or something like that. Rinse IFD filter in the sink or gently switch filter in mid-detergent water. So there's a washable and an unwashable filter. It's kind of like a decision. I don't know if you can use both at once or something like that. Okay, so we're supposed to remove the rear grill. Alright, let's spin this around. I wonder if we should kill the power to it. Turn off the unit, wait 60 seconds before unplugging the cord and removing the grill. Okay, there's my cue that I should unplug it. Well, let's see. Can you see any signs of a filter in there? Oh, I think it's using the washable foam filter first. So, well, let's see what kind of wind speed it has before we go unplugging it. I don't know if I'm really going to make much use of the replaceable filter, but anyways. Alright. That's a nice chunk of airflow. So this is like on speed 2. So this is on like that. Oh, the accent light. Where's the accent light? Oh, I see. The accent light thing like turns this on, so you can really make it look nice and space age. That's the airflow on medium. I found out the hard way with the first time I tried recording something like this. Focus. Yo. I found out the hard way. This is on auto mode too, and it's doing this. Oh wait, turn this on. Auto on. Shoots with intelligent auto. Now that everything's on automatic again. Oh, there we go. Switched over to macro mode. Yep. All right. So let's see what kind of stuff we've got to play with here. So we've got auto off timer, so you can have the thing shut off in X amount of hours. Check filters. That would be to reset the service counter on it. What's this purification level? Does this control the speed in addition to? Yep. Let's crank it up full blast. Well, that's actually not as fast as. That's actually not as fast. I guess we'll have to see how it does, but that's full blast, which is a little bit faster than the. It's a little bit faster than the other one. Certainly pushes more air, though. I can definitely feel it. So an oscillation, of course, turn that on, and it'll do its little spin thing. Of course, I'm sure if this feature is as cheap as the one on the last unit, it'll wear out first and break. So let's let this spin back around, and we'll see how this thing does. So it is pushing. It does feel like it's pushing more air. It does feel like it's pushing more air than its predecessor, so that's good. So I'm wondering if maybe the high fan speeds that I got out of the one I'm getting rid of, maybe that was some kind of malfunction and the motors burned themselves out because the thing was spinning too fast. I'll have to see how that thing works now, because that thing's the old one has brand new filters. If I can get it in more workable condition, it can supplement this one. Especially with the brand new filters, it won't smell like cigars. Alright, so purification level, that's what sleep mode is. You can probably hear the refrigerator in the other room over the noise this thing's making. General, allergen, and full blast. Interesting. I suppose we'll have to see how this works then. I'm probably going to try the pre-filter first, because see how well it works. Probably try this pre-filter first. Yeah, so what do you do? Turn it off and unplug it, remove the rear grille. If replacing a used pre-filter, remove the used one. Dispose of it. Scissors, you can cut the size if it's too small. So pre-filter on the inside of the grill, push that on the retention tab. So apparently so can this, in addition to, well, we'll have to open this up. Now we gotta unplug it and see how the filters work. The power has been disconnected, so don't go griping to Scotty, you Trekkies. Okay, that was a terrible joke. How does this come off? The rear grille comes off somehow. And I'm not going to risk breaking the brand new air purifier to figure out how. Off camera it is. Okay, the grill has come off. It's got a nice little mechanism where you just like squeeze the edges and it comes off pretty easily. So not a bad deal, although it is cheap plastic. So we've got our foam, we got our piece of foam right here for the pre-filtering type stuff. This is the washable one, of course. We're gonna, actually because I've got one of these, because one of these came free with the unit, I'm just gonna use it up and then decide based on how the foam filter does versus this thing, whether or not I want to even bother buying another one. And if I do, it's written right there, it's the K model pre-filter. It's the K model pre-filter, and even Walmart's got stuff like that. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to get a big brand name air filter here, because I can. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a big brand name air filter, because or filter fan or air purifier, etc. Because they have replacements for big brands in the shops, in the stores, and stuff like that. All right, so what do we got going on here? Well, this is kind of nice. Big, huge, and solid. This is like the plastic thing or something like that does more filtration and stuff. It's a block, though. It doesn't feel like a HEPA filter, like no, HEPA filters and their clothy feel and stuff. All right, so what do we got going in there? Ooh, cool, the motor and all the wiring that goes to everything and the two squirrel cage fans. And I think, yeah, I guess this thing was made to be pulled out like this. Interesting. I'm not used to having little laminated card things as part of these things. 120 volt, we can barely see that that's an AC motor in there. AC motor, 60 hertz, lug nuts, blah, blah, blah. Couple of screws, but if this is anything at all, I don't know if this is any easier to take apart than my other one. So the other one I ran into some issues with getting it open and stuff like that. There's this big block thing, I'm guessing is, let's insert this way. All right. It's actually saying, it has little instructions on what way to put it in. Do-da, do-da, do-da. I'm guessing this thing doesn't need to be replaced. Is there a way to clean it? Or maybe this is the part that we... Put the camera down for a second. while we snap this back in. Try not to break it. Brand new for Pete's sake. So anyways, I'm guessing this is the one that you vacuum out. So if too much crap gets stuck in this thing, you just take this and then just put a vacuum to the back of it. Actually, the filters from, let me grab these things. The filters from the last one of these things I have are technically vacuumable, but I mean, look at how yellowed these things are after 10 years. Look at all that brown crap, and they stink too. Ooh, yeah. We can try vacuuming those out, or maybe see if they're washable, but hey, at least we're not going to be stuck without one of these things. Okay, filter time. I'm going to use this thing up because it's free, and then make the decision on whether I want to buy another one based on how well this one does after that one is pretty much used up. So, let's get this all set up. Alright, filter comparison time. I can see why this one's non-washable and disposable. It feels like a Brillo pad or something like that. It's like, almost like steel wool, whereas this is just foam. So this is obviously a different material. Well, see how well it works. We'll use this one up first and then toss it out and see if I want to even bother getting any more of them. Okay, throw away pre-filters in and see how well it runs. Get this thing up, fire this thing up, and let's see how it goes. I am surprised though. I guess we'll just have to see how it works. I think, so the one I had before was actually just a tad faster, but I think that might have been a malfunction considering the speed and everything. So, yeah, we can oscillate this thing. Okay, that's enough playing with this thing. Time to set it up and we'll just try it out and we'll see how everything goes. More importantly, it's time to set aside the old one to get ready to take that sucker apart and see if there's a way it can be fixed. So, this thing's up and running. Till next time, this is Multimedia J, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.
The wacky world of Multimedia J.
Dum dum dun 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 dun. Oh, wait a minute, that's the Spanish side. Oops. Ah, there we go. Well, those of you folks who know Spanish, you already knew what this was a couple of seconds before, well, those of us looking at this now. So, what we've got here is the box to a Honeywell Air Genius 4 air filter. The replacement for the anemic, worn-out air filter that I had in the last vlog video that I did, that I'm looking at taking apart and seeing how it works. And, of course, this thing's had a good run. It's over 10 years old. Of course, we have plastic yellowing on it. The filters are shot. Matter of fact, where did I put those things? I actually did some work on that thing here as this chair pops. Ah, there we go. As this chair keeps popping, here's what's left of the original filters from the GE air filter. They're yellowed from all the tobacco residue that's been sucked in them over the years. Take a good sniff, and it smells like somewhere between stale cigarettes and some funky cigar type smell. And when the machine hasn't been on in a while, it actually stinks the house up a little. Makes it smell like a bit